Now, it was called the Ferry Thorn and its main industry was granite quarrying. These two historical claims to fame have now been incorporated into a modern public artwork unveiled today at the entrance to Creetown in Galloway. Willie Johnston reports.
I would like to welcome you all here today.
2 years ago, Creetown won a £40,000 award as one of the most creative communities in Scotland. It reflected the success of various artistic initiatives, including the transformation with landscaping and sculpture of the town's main square. The Creative Scotland Prize has since pump-primed a further series of projects, the latest of them a large-scale public artwork at the entrance to the town, adjacent to the busy A75. It's called the Ferry Bell Tower and symbolises two major aspects of Creetown's history.
Originally, the name of Creetown was the Ferry Thorn of Cree.
Tim Stevenson of the Creetown Initiative.
It was the place where the ferry started from and is the reason why the village exists. So it's a very long tradition going back hundreds of years.
So the sculpture doesn't just symbolise that particular part of Creetown's history, there's another part as well.
There is, the bell itself is the ferry bell, but the structure is reminiscent of a blonding piece of equipment that they used to quarry the granite, which is up in the hills just at the side of Creetown here. And Creetown granite, a famous material which was sent all over the world, but particularly was sent to Liverpool to build Liverpool docks, and the blonding structure was very much part of that quarrying operation.
Local school children braved howling winds and driving rain to witness the sculpture's unveiling and be the first to ring the ferry bell. Invited forward by the sculptor behind it, Will Levi Marshall.
It's a really, really beautiful project. That in the past, large sculptures tended to be what I call plop art. They were sort of dumped on communities, and this has all grown from a massive amount of community involvement. So we came up with an idea that more or less we would do a lot of workshops in the community, and out of that will come a landmark sculpture, which is what the request was for. So we were quite vague about what it was actually going to end up, because it was very hard to establish that until we'd done the research, worked with the community and found out what was important for them.
The sculpture is a thin skeletal tower of painted red metal with a pulley wheel at the top, and just below that the cast bronze ferry bell. Thick guy ropes give the structure strength, and flags were specially commissioned to fly from them. One exhorts passing motorists to toot their appreciation, or perhaps, in the early days at least, their confusion. Tim Stevenson again.
Like all art installations, there's most people really enjoy it, but some people don't quite understand the significance of it. But I think it's very important that it's an art project which has brought together the village in producing it, but it also signifies a certain amount of our heritage. It helps to keep our heritage alive, and the granite heritage is really what makes Creetown exist.
And as people can probably hear by the traffic going past us, it's right beside the busy A75 Euroroute. It's going to be well seen.
It certainly is. Millions of people travel along this road, and hopefully it will turn people's heads and make them think a little bit about Creetown.
Willie Johnston reporting.